welcome back to the Square Deal. Carter here with James Hayden of the Dickinson Dream. And right off the bat, and just in case you don't have a long attention span or a lot of time, we want to remind folks one more time how to get registered for the upcoming Dickinson Dream 3-on-3 basketball tournament at Legacy Square Sunday, July 27th. How do we make that happen, James?
So you can go to our website, www.dickinsondream.org, and under programs and events, you can find our 3-on-3 tournament flyer. And it's got all the information and the registration link right there for you. You can also go to tourneymachine.com and look up our tournament and register that way.
You bet. I'm pretty familiar with that. I've got kids of the age able to play. So it seems odd for me to ask this as the second question, but who are you? What's your title or role within the Dickinson Dream? And where are you from, and what's your coaching background?
So, like Carter said, my name is James Hayden, and I have been within the Dickinson public school system, working at Dickinson High School as a PE teacher and coach for the last 10 years. I just finished up my 10th year. And now I'm going on my 4th year as the Dickinson Dream director of our youth basketball program here in town. Sorry, I already forgot the question.
I think I allowed another Wyoming boy into the studio. That seems to be the theme here. Where are you from in Wyoming?
So I'm from Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Pretty beautiful place. Miss it sometimes. I've got 2 brothers that live there, and
what was the path that led you from Jackson Hole to Dickinson, North Dakota?
So I played collegiate basketball at Casper College after I graduated from high school in 2007. Yeah. And then when I got done playing at Casper College, I actually came up here and got a scholarship to play for Coach Ty Orton at Dickinson State. Sure. And when I finished up, I've never left. I've got my wife up here now and 2 kids.
Yeah,
and,
awesome.
Yeah, it's going great.
I know your family a little bit. You guys are doing well. So awesome to see you in the girl dad?
Yes.
Girl? I don't remember.
That was my first one, was a girl, and now I've got a 10-month-old boy.
Awesome, one of each. And you mentioned Ty Orton. He's no longer Blue Hawks head coach, but he's the type of guy, once a coach, always a coach.
For sure.
And I think you feel that way, and I kind of do too. I'm testing your memory. I remember a couple different times, the first couple interactions we have, because we weren't really crosstown rivals, but at the same time, I was the head coach of the Trinity varsity girls, and you were the coach at the time of the Dickinson High girls. And so we had a couple interactions. I think in your first year as teacher, you were brought in probably to be a boys assistant, but there was a girls team camp where there was a last minute need for an additional coach, and I was watching you, and you were basically learning the names of the girls as you were coaching the game, and you did a heck of a job on that day. And positive energy, you got the most that you could out of your team in that situation. So like, my respect for you grew then. And then you did come watch as an observer one of my practices at Trinity, and I think the practice was fine, but it all seemed backwards to me, because I'd be the first to admit, when I was a girls basketball head coach, I was a steady hand for the program at the time they needed one, but I'm much more of a jack of all trades, master of none in my mind. You eat and live and breathe the game of basketball, and you always have. So kind of in reverse, I think I should have observed more of your practices. Okay?
Well,
do you remember those things?
Oh yeah, I definitely remember those things. It's funny that you brought that up, because that's something that I haven't thought about for a long time, taking over just a girls team in the summer and not knowing any of their names. But I do remember that, and once a coach, always a coach, like you said. It's like sometimes when the opportunity calls, you got to take it and help out where you're needed. But no, when I was first starting up as a coach, I wanted to learn as much as I could, and so hit you up, and I really enjoyed sitting in on your practice.
Yeah, and you came at like a 6:15 to 7:45 morning practice, cup of coffee there, and you got to kick her back and watch. So we had a talented group at that time too.
Definitely.
So, but now basically your role with the Dickinson Dream, you coaches, among other things that you do. But let's remind folks, what's the mission, the vision of the Dickinson Dream? Why does this program exist in the community?
Well, really, we want to provide an opportunity for all kids to get better at the game of basketball and grow in the game of basketball and in life. And a couple years ago, we sat down and we decided we needed a director and somebody to really kind of lead the way on some of these things and some of the programs that we run. Because for a long time, we had a different person running every single camp. And so we wanted some continuity there with that. And we've really kind of fine-tuned our mission to serve not just the community of Dickinson, but the surrounding areas as well. I mean, we have a lot of people from some of the smaller towns surrounding Dickinson that come up to some of our camps and stuff like that. So it's really just to grow the game of basketball and grow kids into becoming better leaders in the future.
Yeah, it's a great game, and I'm proud to be able to say that I held the clipboard and the whistle for you 1 year last year. Third grade boys needed a coach, kind of a combined Dickinson Public plus Trinity group where there was going to be not enough for a team unless we joined forces. I also happen to know we had at least one financial hardship. Kid would not have been able to play if not for the program and the many sponsors who make it possible. It was for an entire year of travel basketball, $150 for as many tournaments as we wanted to play.
Yeah.
Very, very reasonable there.
Definitely.
So I mean, I think that that aligns with the mission. But what do you like most about leading the Dream right now?
I just love I love working with kids at this age group. The majority of who we work with are first graders through fifth graders. And then there's some camps that we do and some programs that we offer that overlap a little bit. But I love working with kids. I love seeing kids starting at, day one, you're at this level, and then throughout the progression of a 6-day camp or a couple-week camp or, a 6-week league, to see where they're at and to see their improvements. That's what I get the biggest kick out of. And, it just goes back to what our mission is, which is growing the game of basketball and serving this community that way.
Yeah. Growing the game means providing an opportunity to play at all seasons of the year. So we're going to be here in the middle of the summer, and we're playing 3-on-3.
Yeah.
What do you like best as coach about the 3-on-3 version of the game?
As a coach, when I think back to when I was a head coach, a lot of the drills and a lot of the things that we did revolved around small-sided games and 3-on-3 type settings. And I think it allows you to really pick apart different parts of the game, whether it is, whether you're working on screening and rolling or cutting or back screening or different kinds of actions. And it also incorporates more of the players on your team. Sometimes when you're playing 5-on-5, often, your one or two players kind of get lost in it and don't get a whole lot of touches on the ball. This way, it seems like, it forces you to work more together as a team and work on some of those skills in the small-sided game type setting.
Yeah, that's a great point. And just remind us, I think boys and girls, what's the starting age? I think you go all the way through adults, but what do we have?
Yeah, so it starts at second grade, and then we've got adult men's and women's divisions.
Yeah, and provided that you have registrations enough to fill a bracket that is meaningful basketball for each one of those age groups. But children and adults, boys and girls, all day on Sunday, beginning at what time?
8 a.m. start time.
Yeah, that's right. And now I think you're providing some great amenities for the spectators as well. What do we have? Food, drink. I know we have the splash pad that we will turn on at 9 a.m.
Which was a huge hit last year.
I believe
Absolutely.
it. Okay, what else?
I believe we've got Yum Froyo. We've got All In Catering. They're coming in and providing some breakfast stuff, lunch stuff, and afternoon food and snacks. And then we'll have, our water, Gatorade, sodas at the concessions there. And then I believe there's bouncy houses and a DJ from Bob Tuttle.
Okay.
We've got the Corn Dog Company coming, so we've got a lot of cool stuff that's going to make this event a really cool one for the community.
Yeah, you're taking care of your participants, your spectators. Free admission, wide open
admission,
space. So you've got lots of sponsors, I'm sure, on the website and other places you're listing those. But sounds like a great event. I hope you have the registrations. We're making a final push here. One more time, your event is Sunday, July 27th. The square, and I think you and I will be here by 7 a.m., but the basketball begins maybe by 8, splash pads on at 9, public restrooms will be open throughout the day, food, concessions, fun for the whole family, growing the game of basketball. Did I forget anything?
No, I think you covered
That's
it.
the list.
Yep.
Okay? James, really enjoyed the conversation. Once a coach, always a coach. Good to see you here, and we hope to see you at Legacy Square on Sunday.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.